Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading Zhongli X Listener X Neuvillette by me. So let's get into it. You never expected to be in this kind of situation, not in a million years, no. But here you were, and you were suffering as a result. You did not realize that you would be with half a dragon today, and an actual dragon sovereign, especially when the two of them were not getting along. On one hand, Neuvillette had no idea that Zhongli was actually Morax. And on the other hand, Zhongli was trying his best to annoy Neuvillette for reasons he did not know, and despite being his friend and trying to tell him not to annoy the dragon, he seemed to be rather intent on doing that. And considering that the two of them could be quite selfish, when it came to you, you had no idea what to do now. Neuvillette, please, would you stop glaring for a moment? What do you mean? I'm not glaring at anyone. Zhongli chuckled, shaking his head. Please leave him, Oyan. It's not like I'm mine. Besides, I would not be terrified of merely just someone glaring at me. I see no reason to stop this. He may go on, glaring as he likes. I am not glaring, Neuvillette said, and you just shook your head, looking at them both as you just pouted. Would you stop acting like literal children for a moment? I need to spend the day with both of you. Besides, don't you want to enjoy the lyric culture here? I'm sure that Mr. Zhongli would be able to tell you a lot that you don't know, Neuvillette, and I'm sure that you will enjoy it. Well, I'm not too sure of that myself, but I will try for your sake and only your sake. That got another chuckle out of Zhongli, who, despite Neuvillette, held your hand, kissing the palm of it. Of course, my lady. Now let us go on. As I was saying, this jade in particular is a very special one. You can see from the glow of it. Only the purest of jades can glow like this. It is also extremely rare to acquire one. As far as I know, there is only one amongst every 1,000 that will be as pure as this one you have acquired. I can tell Monsieur Neuvillette has great taste, he says while looking at you, hinting at something that you do not seem to be getting. Meanwhile, although Neuvillette was very clueless when it came to most things, this one thing in particular, he got immediately, and it made him angry beyond belief, as he just sat closer to you, wrapping an arm around your waist. I indeed do. I'm not sure why you would have to point it out, but thank you. And you could tell that it sounded like and had you been focusing on him and not the jade, you would have seen the thinly veiled threat in his eyes. But you were rather busy admiring the jade that you were now handed, and right now, all you could do was try your best to pass the day. And so it went, with little things that only gave you a hint that they were fighting, but you could not see the whole conversations that they were having with their eyes. Zhongli giving you silk flowers, the best ones you can find, and Neuvillette getting rather touchy with you as you are on your little trip. But, of course, only the best dragons can keep their treasure to themselves. And little did Neuvillette know that Zhongli actually did not care that much about having a relationship with you. He loved you, of course, but as a friend. And the reason he was acting rather strange lately, it was because he knew that Neuvillette would take forever to do anything with you. He has already seen how you talk about him, how you blush when you're thinking of him, and he knows that the two of you are meant to be, and you can tell from Neuvillette's jealousy And he is willing to keep playing this game until the end of the day, because he knows that at the end of the day, a dragon will always want the treasure to be theirs. And Neuvillette was no different. In fact, he was more of a dragon than he is. A sovereign, a full dragon, unlike himself. And so, he knew his plan would come into fruition. Which is why, right now, as he looked at you, and the music played in the background, he held your hands. We shall partake in a dance. Just to show you how our people do it, he said, and he smiled. Just about to go and dance with him, when Neuvillette all of a sudden pushed him away and stood between you two. I object. I will not allow this to go on any longer. Neuvillette? What's going on? There's no reason to fight over this. Come on, we already talked about this. I apologize, Wyan, but I cannot keep doing this. I simply cannot. What do you mean you cannot? What are you talking about? You didn't understand, but Zhongli did, and he was happy. All he needed was to give Neuvillette just a little push. Well, would you enlighten us? I've been looking forward to this dance for a while now. No, you will not be dancing with her. You cannot take what's mine, Neuvillette said, with much more fire than he wanted. But his true feelings were coming out, and he couldn't keep locking them in any longer. And as you smiled, blushing, you looked at him. Yours? Neuvillette, does that mean that you... It does. I did not want to admit it in such a manner, so I apologize. But please, Wyan, I love you. I truly do. I mean it when I say that you're everything that I've ever wanted. You are the love of my life. The person that I want to be with until time ends. I really wish I could have prepared a better way to admit this. But... And before he could go on any longer, you wrapped your arms around him, pulling him into a kiss. Zhongli just looked away, chuckling to himself. Oh, just how beautiful young love could be. After all, the two of you were quite young compared to an old fossil like him, even if Neuvillette was more than 1,000 years old. And he was happy to just be able to make your love bloom and bring the two of you closer, even by making an elaborate plan like this. Though he's not sure that Neuvillette was going to forgive him anytime soon.